Alright guys, I just want to talk a minute about something I noticed while I was flying with my Avens, the Emax Aven props, and I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to kind of, yeah, you can kind of see it. Right here. That's an air bubble. There are air bubbles in the hubs of these props. As I hold up these different props, you can see the same type of artifact in each of them, and it's not in the same spot, okay? It's in different spots in each of these. But these hubs, look at this one, have air bubbles in them, okay? Now, one of the things I've noticed while flying with these is how brittle they can be. And I know they're not made of the same material as my trusty Dow Prop 5045s, but I have really grown to love these things due to the durability, especially being, a new pilot, where I spend most of my time, at least I did for a long time, benched just performing repairs. So I was getting a lot of life out of these without having to do a lot of replacements. Sometimes I could get 2 weeks out of, a single set, depending on how good of a week I was having. But without even talking about the flight characteristics of these, that's a flaw that I think really needs to be addressed. So, again, I'm not a prop engineer, I'm not a plastics physics person or anything like that, so I know somebody out there is probably going to tell me it's not important, it's not affecting balance, so on and so forth, and I don't know enough to necessarily counter that, but I'm going to tell you that I'm sitting here with 5 of these, and every single one has a bubble in it. And I think that's something that, if nobody else has noticed, I would be curious in getting other people's feedback on. I brought that up because I noticed when mine are breaking, they're breaking a lot of times on the hub, and unfortunately I don't have the last one that I broke with me. But that's when I noticed it as I was looking at these pieces, that there was an air bubble inside of it. I don't know what to think. As far as the flight characteristics, and take these with a grain of salt, okay? I'm going to tell you, I am not a racer. I am not into precision flying. I just joined my local multi-GP group, so hopefully that will be going well, and that'll get me into some precision flight, especially with other people that have been doing it for a little bit. So maybe my skill set will grow, because I know that's one of the things where I've been getting continually aggravated, personally, is flying in tight spaces or trying to make certain turns. And yeah, I'm getting better, at least I think I'm getting better. You can see in my videos that I'm flying lower, I'm flying faster, I'm flying in closer proximity to things much more often and successfully. So hopefully this is just another area that I can grow, and hopefully that what will make that even easier is being surrounded by other like-minded people. With all that said, not being a racer, these Dow 5045s are my tried and true prop. I fly with them anytime I can. I have flown with other GEM fans and flown with the Avens. Have flown with a couple other brands and a few that were probably even off brands. I bought them early on when I didn't really know any better. And these seem to have the most friendly flight characteristics in my experience. These, and it's probably part and due to my motors. I'm running the Emax RS2205S's, and these are meant for the 2306s and their torque curve, but these just feel really funny to me, and I don't know how to explain it yet due to a lack of experience, but they feel a little sticky. They don't seem to have as much flow in the corners and whatnot, which is probably preferable, but they also don't seem to have the punch for me, and they probably have a better high end, once the motors are revved up, to be able to utilize those revs for maximizing speed and continuous fast flight, I'm sure they're fine for that. But as somebody who's doing a lot of freestyle flight, they don't seem to have a ton of power in the punch outs. They don't seem to have the characteristics that I look for in the type of flight that I'm primarily doing and that I enjoy. So that's after flying with these for 3 or 4 weeks, at least once a week now. For a good couple batteries, I'll say at least 2 or 3 batteries. Those are my thoughts, and I would be curious to see if you guys feel any differently, and if you're noticing that defect with the bubbles, and what your thoughts on that would be. So I'll be talking to you guys soon. I'm going to be doing more of these vloggy things. You guys seem to give good feedback to those, and it makes sense. The flying videos get old, and there's a lot of people that do them better, right? Obviously. I do those for myself to share with family members and friends, and it'll also be neat to have an archive of my graduation through the stages of flight as I was getting into this. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts, and happy crashing.